Joe Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. Today we are looking at my get from Jolanta 2023, Operation Crimson Sabotage. This is a set, I'm not, okay, so I was an active collector when Valor versus Venom was going on. I was collecting G.I. Joe. From 97 to, really, 97 to, I guess, 2016. I didn't stop. I was just buying tons and tons of stuff. But there are a few things that I passed over for one reason or another, and this set was one of them. I probably walked into Target or wherever it was exclusive to and said, 40 bucks, I can't pay that for this, and just didn't buy it. So I was at Jolanta, and they had, I've been kind of eyeing this set online a little bit. Like, I've seen it pop up a few times and been pretty tempted. I haven't seen it mint in box, or I haven't seen it for a price I would consider mint in box. But it's popped up a couple of times, and I thought, man, that's a really cool looking set. I'd like to have it. The combination of the hiss and the asp is just cool. And those O-ring Crimson Guards are different and cool. So I go into Jolanta, and there's one of these mint in box at one of the dealers, and it costs a lot. And I was like, well, it's cool that it's here, but I'm not paying that for that. If that's how much it costs, I'll just never ever get it. And then right across from that dealer, another dealer had this for less than half the price. The first one that I saw cost 2.5 times what I ended up paying for this one. Big difference. And I actually kind of joked to a buddy of mine that was down there, that would be a great scam for conventions, like buy two tables or two booths and just have all the same stuff, but it's just way overpriced at one of the places, so everybody buys your cheaper stuff. Anyway, this came out in 2004. I'm not going to read the whole deal here, even though I do appreciate that the bio little storyline thing is here. On the back, you've got some of the features, you've got the product, and I'm going to open this because, yes, it's a very cool look, especially like this, the bright green of the Valor versus Venom packaging against the red of this unit. It's awesome. It looks great. It would make a nice piece to keep on the shelf, but I don't do that. I open stuff. So that's what we're going to do right now. And we're going to take a look at some toys from almost 20 years ago, when I was, like I said, actively collecting G.I. Joe, but just not buying everything because there was some stuff that just seemed a little too pricey, which is hilarious because I paid more than twice what the original MSRP probably was on this. Like I said, my guess is that the original, oh, look, some glue just fell out of the window. The original price, I'm guessing, was about 40 bucks. Somewhere around there. So everything is secured to this insert tray with the really cool green Cobra logo in the back. We'll go ahead and pull these shotguns off the back here so I don't forget to do it later. That didn't happen as cleanly as I was hoping it would. Why do Crimson Guards come with shotguns? You know, there are lots of questions like that about this era of Joe, where they were just sort of reusing weapons in ways that didn't really make sense. A lot of the molds that they used, they were combining some weird parts. It really just felt like Hasbro taking whatever they could find and putting it together to get G.I. Joe product out. So this is actually a pretty cool little shotgun. There are 3 of them, one for each of the Crimson Guards that's included. A little tactical shotgun. I'm sure it originated with a different figure. I could not tell you off the top of my head who, because it's probably from after my time, because most of the blasters, remember I gotta say blasters, most of the blasters from this era were originally produced in the 90s, from what I've seen. Some of the stuff from the 80s survived, but anyway, if you know where this came from, tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear it. So, not a bad blaster there. Let's see how hard it's going to be to get everything out. So we got some old school wire twisties. Let's see if I can just pop those feet out of there. Yeah, great. Oh man, weird that in my head these are still, oh, this is a little front protecting the front of the HISS tank. It's weird that these are still like new to me in my head, but that these are almost 20 years old. So you can see the arms. That arm doesn't go all the way down. This is probably, look, if you're a parts expert, drop it in the comments what some of these original parts are, because I think we've got, look at that removable helmet. Oh, I like that. With a black portrait underneath. That's great. And that was one of the cool things that was done in this era. So I think this is all original. I think this is all original Crimson Guard. I don't think this chest was ever used for anything else. But these arms, I do not believe are. Again, if you know, tell me in the comments. I'm not going to look it up, but I wouldn't mind getting the information. So anyway, there is our first guy. Next up, I'm curious to see what's under that helmet now. And I've got to say the helmets, I mean, they're maybe a little large, but they're not like crazy big, especially for this scale and for a time when these were absolutely still toys. Oh, look at that. We've got a little bit of a red-haired, more Fred looking maybe. These were still toys. They were not collectibles. Worth noting also that the softer plastic hands, so we don't have to worry about thumb breakage as much on these. I'm not sure about the crotches though. So that's great. That's our second Crimson Guard. Then we've got one up here. I'm just going to cut through that if I can. Oh, that's not going to happen. So I'm going to have to do a little untwisting here to get that guy out of the turret. I have never owned, until today, I've never owned a Crimson HISS. I did not have the Sears exclusive Crimson HISS set, and I don't know off the top of my head what all came with it. What was it? Was it the Crimson HISS and the SMS? I think the repainted MMS, if I'm remembering correctly. Kind of along the lines of what they're doing for the to go with the HasLab HISS. I like his little. If I was a kid, I would absolutely be saving this little bubble, and I would probably continue to use it like that in the HISS as a protective type of thing. As a matter of fact, I might keep it anyway because I like that. Then we've got a black-haired, but the feet do not easily pop in and out. Oh, and I just broke it, so whatever. All right. Got a black-haired Crimson Guard. I don't love the yellow Cobra symbol on these guys. That's not my favorite. I don't think this is. All right, I gotta go check now. Okay, so that is the original Crimson Guard body. It's just that they managed to make. Well, you know what? I don't think it is. I think the panel on the front of the shirt is smaller. Yeah, that torso is different. I think. Because look at the size of the Cobra logo on the original Crimson Guard. It couldn't be that big on this. Yeah, and look at the placement of the medals. Oh yeah, yeah. This is a different torso. I guess it's a later Crimson Guard. I'm not sure. But the arms are, as you can see, definitely different. There's that ridge that's on these is not on the original, which is what keeps that right arm from going all the way down to the side. But it's still, it's fine. It's a 2004 O-ring. It's great. Is it the original? No. But if the original had looked like this, well, then we wouldn't think anything of it, would we? Okay, let's see. Oh, man. Lots of twisty ties going on here. Might do a little speed up. That was an ordeal. And here's a good reason to open your toys. All of the stuff, the wires and the little rubber bands and everything that are holding this in place are all decomposing. Matter of fact, you can see right there, there's a little piece of rubber band. Oh my gosh, is this necessary? Everything I touched left like a greasy film on my hands, hence the cleanup I had to do afterwards. And you can see there's a little piece of rubber band stuck in that cannon, and it's just falling apart. It's not even going to come out of there. I'm going to have to like floss it out later on. So yeah, as you leave your mint in box toys on the shelf, there are elements of that packaging that are potentially decomposing and ruining your toys. But hey, that's fine. Oh man, this looks great. Okay, so I'm going to have to give my co-host Noel, we've talked about this on Audible Interlude from time to time. As a matter of fact, on our next episode, our most recent live stream. I am recording this prior to the live stream, so we will have discussed it by the time this video airs. We had a conversation about this pre-dirtied up toys and how much I hate it, and how much my co-host Noel loves it. He loves a toy that looks like it's been given a good old-fashioned poo bath. He is into that. As a matter of fact, we exchanged his tank treads on the recent Walmart exclusive retro his tanks. I gave him the dirty treads on my blue one, and he gave me a set of clean treads from his black one, so I could have a clean blue hiss. But now I've got a turdy hiss and a pooey asp, and I gotta say the deco does look good. Would I rather them be pristine? Yes, I would. But whatever. All right, let's put the asp to the side. And so this has considerably more deco. No stickers to apply, which is of course disappointing to me, but lots of deco compared to the original hiss that was just all black and had stickers or labels or whatever. But this, as you can see, has black and red painted detail everywhere that makes it really stand out, and it makes it a very striking Cobra weapon. Hiss, high-speed sentry. Now see, if they had just let me put that label on, it wouldn't be crooked. I'm just kidding. It probably would be. You've got painted on crud on the treads. It looks good. But you've also got painted wear on the hiss itself, which I'm sure, Noel, if you're watching this video, you are just loving this thing right now. There's wear painted all over it, and I don't know how well it's shown up in the video because honestly, in the package, I couldn't even see it that well. You can see right here where there's like a clear spot, and then the smudging kind of goes back. And I have to say, for a unique, different hiss, it's fine. I've got other hiss tanks that don't have mud all over them, so it's okay. Now, would I still like a pristine crimson hiss? I'll keep my eye out, but This is a cool looking vehicle. That translucent red canopy that probably needs to be just completely washed and not just wiped down. It had some sort of smokiness on it. The package didn't smell smoky or anything. I think it's just a result of it being old. But the translucent red looks awesome. I love this Crimson Brigade label on the side. Everything's very nice and clean. These are plastic and not paper. First Crimson Division. With the Cobra with a lightning bolt through it. At first I thought it was crossed out. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So yeah. Awesome looking HISS tank. Let's get our guys in there. Because that, oh, and look, black seat in the cockpit. No stickers on the instrument panels, but, that's fine. I'm okay with that. So this guy was in the front, so he is going to be the pilot. And fits in perfectly. This fellow was the gunner in the packaging, so I'm going to put him right back there. And he can continue gunning. Oh, do we have... Now I've got... What is going on? Okay. We've got ratcheting up and down. Gunner goes right in there. Looks great. What a look with the Crimson Guards and the Crimson Hiss. And now, we'll take a look at our Crimson Asp, which was not quite right. Those wheels should be turned down if it's going to be in assault position. So the Asp is just an ingenious toy weapon because you kick all those support legs up. Everything works very nicely. And it gets towed along behind the appropriate vehicle. You can see the Hiss has a tow hook. So you just... wait, do those go the other way? I don't think so. Let's see. Oh yeah, I guess maybe... Well, that doesn't stay on though. Do they go all the way up? It's been a long time. I just bought some Asps at Joe Fest. Not Jolanta, but Joe Fest. And little did I know I'd be buying a third Asp this soon. But I haven't actually hooked them up to behind anything to tow. Okay, so that is how it works. So yeah, it's a towable assault weapon. And then it gets unhooked. You put down the support legs, which are all ratcheted. They click into position very nicely. Very satisfying. And then the wheels fold up under it, and you can see, look at all the dirt. It's not just on the wheels, it's also on this lower chassis portion. Again, it's not my favorite thing, but it's very well done, so I'm not super mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. It's just it's how this toy is. And same finish on the Asp that is on the Hiss with the weathering, just a wash of black. Very, very light on the plastic, but just enough to bring out some of these details and give it a little more character. So anyway, this gets dropped off with your gunner inside. Now, how they control it, I don't know, because there are no visible controls right there, but that's okay. Ooh, I don't think he's going to fit quite right. He's going to look weird, is what's going to happen, because his arms, because they don't go all the way down, are too wide to fit in the canopy. As a matter of fact, his feet may not be doing too well in there either. Oh, gosh. Okay, wait a minute. I got to fiddle around with this guy a little bit. We're going to have to fully bend those knees. Slide him up. And then just kind of do that. That's fine. So maybe are these buttons the control? You know, I never really thought too much about this when I was a kid, so I never considered how the asp works. If you look, this looks like buttons up here. I realize that's not what's going on, but there's nothing inside there. There's a rangefinder here, which I believe on the original has a sticker. This one does not, but I don't care. It's fine. So maybe that's how that works. But anyway, so this actually sits up, so you have a forward sight position, and it does rotate. And there you go. And you've got the cannons are fixed to the chassis, so they ratchet up and down on that piece, and then the pod moves independently of the cannons, which is a very, very well engineered toy. So I think that, we can take a little closer look. You can see you've got the, that's actually been adopted as the Hiss logo, hasn't it? But this is the Assault System Pod. Cobra loves to label their weapons of mass destruction. Got the light on the front. All kinds of little things, sediment, residue from the packaging in here. But there you go. That is the awesome. I am thrilled. I was happy to be getting this, but now that I've got it opened up, I am absolutely thrilled with this thing. The Crimson Operation Crimson Sabotage. Just great G.I. Joe set from 2004. I wish I had bought literally every single thing that came out from 97 to 2000, well, really 2016. But my gosh, that would have been a lot of money. I spent enough as it is. Thanks for watching, you guys. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about needless things. And until next time, Cobra.
Smash that like button if you like needless things.